Hi everyone, welcome to the Easy Buyers channel. You are here with me, Tommy, and I just want to say thank you once again for tuning in. Today we're going to do something that is quite interesting to me anyway, right? You see, 2024, 2025, it seems it is the year of the rise of AI. It seems AI becomes more and more prominent. And I've read a lot of news about it. I've read a lot of people's comments and sentiments about AI and how I think a lot of people are afraid whether AI can or will replace their jobs eventually, including myself. See, I work as a buyer's agent, right? My job, I got engaged by property buyers to find them property deals. My clientele are ranging from owner-occupiers and investors. Especially with the investors, obviously, when I source property, when I source investment property for my clients, for my investor clients, it's all about the numbers, right? You do all this data analysis, vacancy rate, median price, what sort of developments in the area, proximity to amenities, schools, and so on. So in this instance, I want to see if AI can actually replace my job as a buyer's agent. It'll be interesting. I'm sure a lot of you have used like ChatGPT or Gemini or something similar. And in this instance, I want to use Gemini to see if it can help me identifying property deals. And I use Gemini because the free version of it, I think it has a bit more limit compared to ChatGPT. I think with ChatGPT, unless you start getting into the professional version, it has some character limits and whatnot. So with Gemini, it's a bit more. It has bigger limits compared to ChatGPT. So that's why I'm gonna be using Gemini. So let's see if Gemini can help me spotting property deals as good as me as a human being doing it. And let's check it out. Let's see if the results will be as good as me, and if it does, then wow, I'm sure one day buyers agents will be replaced by AI. Let's go to the laptop and find out. Now here in front of me, I've got some property data. These are properties that are on the market in WA, because I specialize in WA. So these are all I have filtered. These are all just houses that are on the market, right? You've got property ID, listing number, listing category. Property category is residential, unsold. These are all literally properties that are on the market right now. Mind you, this data is probably about a few days old, so some of these probably have already been under offer. Nonetheless, let's see if Gemini can pick some deals up out of this data. I'm gonna fit this into Gemini. We've got the address, we've got the suburb, bedrooms, bathrooms, car spaces, land area, property type is all houses, latitude, longitude. Hopefully, Gemini can use this data to see if it's its proximity to like schools and amenities around the area. State is all WA, right? And I've got the price, okay, the asking price, by the way, and none of these are sold. With this data, again, this is few days old, so probably by this time some of them are under offer. But let's see how it goes. I mean, this is just a standard CSV file. I'm gonna fit this into Gemini, and I'm gonna show you the prompt I'm using and see how good it is in picking up some property deals. All right, let me just close this off. Okay, that's just me. Here we go. Right, so Gemini is Google's AI platform. This is my prompt, okay? You are a property buyer's agent who needs to present property deals to your investor clients. Analyze the attached text file and pick 5 properties that you think are a good deal. Consider the suburb, state, bedrooms, bathrooms, land area, and price amount column in your analysis. You will need to check against proximity to amenities and schools, sales data, median price, vacancy rate, weekly rental income. A good deal indicates a property that is below market price, 5% or more gross yield with potential value add. You need to tell the client why you think they are a good deal, give a good reasoning and data that supports your argument. And let's upload that house data that we just put together. Okay, I need to rename this into text file, by the way, because Gemini doesn't take CSV file. So I'm gonna rename this to MySQL properties houses.txt. All right, let's have a look. Here we go. Files, and I'm gonna fit this in a text file. Are we ready? Here we go. Boom. Submit. All right. Look at that. It's thinking. It's thinking. Let's see how it goes. Wow, check this out. Okay, I'm ready to analyze the property data and recommend 5 deals for your investor clients. Here's my analysis methodology. To find the best deals, I'll be looking for properties that meet this criteria. Below market value, competitive or potential for negotiation. This requires comparing the listed price to recent sales and median prices in the suburb, right? Strong potential gross yield. I'll estimate the gross yield using the listed price and compare it against typical rental yields in the area. Again, this often requires external data. I'm aiming for a yield 5% or higher. Not bad. Pretty good. Potential for value add. Properties with features or in locations that allow for improvements or future growth. Good location. Proximity to amenities, schools, transport links is crucial for both rental appeal and long-term value. I will usually verify this on external maps. Reasonable land area. Land size can be a significant factor in future development potential. Man, that's pretty good. That's crazy. If it really does that kind of analysis, I'm happy with that. Check this out. Here are 5 properties from the list that I consider good deals. 11A Fremantle Road, Gosnells. Price from 489. Reasoning. This property is one of the lowest priced houses in the data. Well, I mean, some of you probably want to use this data to just start making offer. I don't know. But let's check this out. With 3 bedrooms and 2 car spaces, it's suitable for small families or couples. Gosnells is a developing area, and this could represent a good entry-level investment. The new price tag suggests the seller is motivated, which could lead to further negotiation. To confirm its potential, I would need to research the typical rental income in Gosnells to calculate the gross rental yield and compare it to the suburb's median house price to assess its market value. I mean, reasoning is great, right? But, you know, if I just present this to my client, obviously they would like to see more data, right? I mean, okay, the reasoning looks good, but it doesn't have, you know, the actual data, like the actual rental yield and proximity and stuff like that. I mean, it says itself that, you know, it needs to do further research. Okay, let's keep going. Second one is 30 Caphorn Street in Bullsbrook. This property offers 4 bedrooms for affordable price. Bullsbrook is a semi-rural area that may appeal to families seeking a large land area. Provides opportunity for future expansion of our development. Okay, fair enough. I would need to compare this price to other 4-bedroom houses in Bullsbrook and research the rental market to determine its yield potential. Okay. 14 Croft Street, Gosnells, price from 569. You know, the from 569 suggests a good entry point for negotiation. True, but it doesn't know that obviously properties in this market, especially in WA, a lot of them are going above asking price. So does it then make it a good deal by the time it's under offer? It doesn't know. Again, it says it would need to investigate the recent sales of comparable properties in the area. All right. This one, Medina, Coucher Way East, Medina, 599,000. Property has 2 car spaces, which is a plus for tenants. Assess its okay. Look, I mean, good, you know, but not good enough so far. Just based on this, maybe I need to delve into it further. So next steps for due diligence: comparative market analysis, rental appraisal, suburb analysis. So it's still, I would recommend the following before making an offer. So it still tells me to do further analysis. Okay, so let's see if I want to sort of like, you know, take a closer look at say this one. Okay, this one looks interesting. Can you get me rental yield, rental data to calculate the yield and also vacancy rate? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. See if it can do that for me. Let's just do this. Analysis. I found the property details from the file. Check this out. Here is a summary. Median weekly rent for houses in Gosnells is $590. Median listing price for houses in Gosnells is $600,000. Vacancy rate 2.4%, which is pretty high, honestly. Using this data, let's calculate the potential gross rental yield. Gross rental yield is annual rental income divided by property price times 100, which is correct. So if weekly rent is $590, it will be $590 times 52, $30,680. That is correct. Now calculate the gross rental yield. Check this out. Assuming you can buy it for $489, it shows 6.27%. Therefore, the estimated gross rental yield for the property Gosnells is approximately 6.27%. Wow, check this out. Vacancy rate 2.4%, which is lower than the WA state average of 3%. A lower vacancy rate generally indicates a strong rental market with higher demand and less risk of income loss. Based on this data, the property 116A Fremantle Road, Gosnells appears to be a promising investment. Whew. It's deep. It's deep. Okay, let's take it further. Can you tell me what amenities are close by and schools? Say 5 km radius, or maybe 10 kilometer radius. Check this out. I found rental data and vacancy rates for the property, blah, blah, blah. Schools near, wow, look at this. Boom. This indicates that there are several primary and secondary options. Amenities near, you've got park and recreation shopping centers, options like Foothill Shopping Center and Gosnells Shopping Center for retail needs, transport, Gosnells Railway Station. Man, wow. Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I am impressed. The thing is, though, I mean, with AI, I mean, the response is great, right? But what I've read about AI is sometimes it has this hallucination thing. Like sometimes if it can't find the data, it starts making things up. I hope that's not the case. Nonetheless, this is excellent. This is great. I mean, in terms of picking if I want to check for like property details, it's great, right? Because as we delve further, I give it instruction to specifically look for data for this property. It's great. It can obtain all this information. But initially, when I first feed it with my initial data, I feel like it's a bit lacking. It doesn't really tell me if it's a good deal or not. It kind of picks this one. I mean, okay, great. But like in terms of the work that I need to do after this, like all the further due diligence, I still need to do extra work, which, with the tools that I have at hand, I've already been able to do that. So am I going to be more efficient by using AI? Somewhat, probably, but not much. Can it replace my job as a buyer's agent? I need to train it further, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm biased, obviously. Some of you probably think, I just don't want my jobs to be replaced. Fair enough. But really, I mean, based on this response, it is not good enough to present to my clients, right? If I just present them this, they would ask me, okay, well, show me the data then, right? And because of that, I need to delve even further into it. So maybe I can collate all this information, all this chat into a single summary and send it to my client. But nonetheless, in terms of picking property deals itself, I don't think it's there yet. See, I need to train it further, because I believe with Gemini, if you want to talk technical here, like you can train your own model and things like that. So I need to do that. This is just part one of the video, by the way. But it's really fascinating of what AI can do, and I can understand why a lot of the work that is just like, I suppose, mundane and repetitive, that doesn't require sort of like highly skilled personnel, can easily be replaced by AI, because the way it responds is madness. It's madness. I mean, I can chat to it further. Like this has a memory of its own. Like in this chat, it knows the context of what I'm trying to do with this 116A Fremantle Road Gosnells. I can ask further questions on it. Yeah, great. I mean, I would use this to help me, that's for sure. But still, in terms of like identifying property deals, just by using the untrained raw version as is, it's not good enough for me. I need to train this further. So let's see. I'll do a further video. Again, I my background is software developer, so I am really fascinated of what I can potentially develop on top of this. But yeah, look, there you go. That's AI for you. Great. Like, for productivity, I mean, this will be a huge help, a great help for a lot of us. Whether it can replace our jobs or not, I suppose it depends on the complexity of our jobs. But looking at this, the potential is definitely there. I mean, can you imagine having a robot buyer's agent, like the actual robot, the human, not the human, but the actual physical robot going to home open, taking videos for my clients? Man, that would save a lot of time, right? But first, it needs to be able to identify the property deal in the first place. Anyway, thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and I'll do a follow-up video on this one. Thanks once again. Cheers.